Good morning to all. Can I start now?
Yes.
Yeah. What is the differences between software coding and hardware coding? We have right software coding and hardware coding. What is the differences between those two? Can anyone from the group? Hello.
So please respond, guys.
Hello,
Ah, yes.
am I audible?
Yeah, it is audible.
Yeah, you are asking about the difference between software coding and hardware coding,
Hardware
is
coding.
it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, as I still software coding is a procedural programming coding, and hardware coding is also a procedural programming coding, and uh, with that there is a continuous programmable part in that hardware coding. In hardware
Yes.
coding, the part is converted to RTL design, register transistor level designing, which help us to design our circuits. But in software coding, we are performing some uh, behavioral function which do not need any RTL designing, which are performed on the on software basis actually. So there is a
Okay.
compiler which help to compile that program in converting into machinery language, and that machinery language will go according to the instruction set. Whatever the instruction set will be there, it will perform according to that. So that is the
Okay.
main difference. As such, I am
Yeah.
remembering.
Is there any answers from anyone? Please respond. That's it.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, it is audible.
Whatever we code using software language, it is not synthesizable. But
Yeah. Yes.
whatever we code using hardware description language, it is synthesizable
Hmm.
to some certain extent.
Okay. Is there any other differences? Okay. Let me
Hardware
tell
designing
you.
is more complex.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I am telling that hardware designing is more complex in term of time complexity, and in term of space uh, as compared to the software design, software coding.
Okay. Is there any other differences?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, there is no timing concept in software coding.
What? Which concept?
Simulation. Timing concept like simulation
Yeah. Yes.
time.
Yeah. Let me tell you. This hardware coding, these are concurrent in nature and executed a piece of code in parallel. Okay. Whereas in software coding, these are sequential in nature and executed a piece of code sequentially. This is one of the difference. And compared to coming to hardware coding, these are often used to model a digital circuits and the circuit synthesize it to a hardware, okay? While coming to the software coding, these are often executed as a piece of instructions to CPU and this code is not synthesizable. Okay. And this hardware coding, these are used to find the timing delay of the circuit. Whereas software coding, we will not use for that purpose. Are you getting?
Yeah,
Yeah, this hardware coding, it is faster and usage of memory allocation is also critical considering for formation of shape. While software coding, it is slower and consideration of memory usage is not that much critical. For hardware knowledge, for hardware, knowledge of digital and hardware circuit is needed, while for software, algorithm and data structure knowledge is needed. These are the differences. Hardware coding mainly we use HDLs such as VHDL, Verilog, System Verilog, and for software languages we use C, C++, Java. I hope you all get it now. What is the difference between hardware coding and software coding? Hello?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. You all know right about SV test bench environment and UVM test bench environment. Hello?
Yes.
Can anyone clearly explain what do you mean by SV test bench environment? What are the components we have and what will you use? Hello?
That is system Verilog test bench.
Ah, yes, system Verilog test bench only.
Actually, I can tell you about the test bench, but I don't work on the system Verilog till now. So that is.
Oh, anyone from the group? If what you know, you just explain. It is a mock session, right?
Test bench is designed for the some timing constant, which are a constant providing to the our simulation circuits, which provides us input signals, input vector signals at particular time, synchronization, and how we want to see our outputs, and this is.
Yeah. What is the purpose of using test bench?
With the help of the test benches, so that is.
Means to verify the behavior of the test, DUT.
Yes. And what are the components we have in test? What are the test bench components?
Driver will be there, interface,
Yeah.
monitor will
From
be there,
starting onwards, you said that directly we can't
top,
write driver like.
top will be there.
Yeah. Yes.
Inside the top test will be there.
Hmm. Next.
Inside the test we will means with the help of interface we will instantiate the design inside the inside the top,
Yeah.
inside the test bench. Then we have driver will be there,
Yes.
monitor will be there.
Suppose I have given you one DUT, from where you can start coding.
From
Whether it
top
is
I need to
transaction or driver, first thing what will you do?
Packet signals. We have
we will write interface.
Interface. In that interface, what will you do?
We will write all signals, inputs and outputs of the design.
Yeah, yes. What is the use of mod? Will you write mod pods there?
Yes, we will means to indicate direction in and out of driver and monitor.
Yeah. What is the use of mod pods there?
Means for defining the direction, which is input or output. For that we use mod port.
Yeah. What is the advantage of using mod pods?
Using mod ports, we can instantiate clocking block in it, and using clocking block, we can avoid racing between the driving and sampling from the output.
Okay. Next, after that interface, which class you will write? Hello.
Test class.
Yeah, base class in base packet, that one only. What you will declare in the base class?
In the
Hello.
base class, I will declare the handle for the environment class to create the object for environment class. On the same time, I will get the interface from the static interface by the with the help of
Now
virtual
in base
interface.
packet, what will you declare? Can you declare all inputs and outputs there? Is there anyone from the group?
Only inputs we declare.
Yes. Next, after base packet, which class you will write? Hello?
Driver we write.
generator.
Driver. Directly you can write driver. Before
Generator
driver,
will
we
write.
need to write one class, transaction generator. What is the purpose of using transaction generator there?
To generate multiple inputs to drive the DUT.
To drive the
randomize-
DUT.
to randomize the
Yes.
inputs to
We can
randomize the
randomize
inputs
the inputs. Next.
and to deliver that input stimulus signals to the driver side, so that driver can put that signals to the again to the DUT, and we can run it through that.
Okay. Next.
In
After
generator, we put
generator,
transaction.
what will you write? Which
Driver
class?
class. Driver class.
Driver class. In driver class, what it will do?
Means it will convert pin level transaction to vehicle
We
path. Means
we will take that input
Transaction
from
level
that
No.
signals are
from
What
the
it will do?
mailbox.
Actually,
First,
in
we will get
driver,
transaction
it
from mailbox.
yeah,
We will take
mailbox
the
we can
input.
use for its communication purpose. In
Yeah.
driver, we receive the stimulus from the generator, right? And it
Packet
drives the
signals.
packet level data. And
Packet
this
signals
packet
convert
level
level. Pin
into
level.
this
signal.
packet level data will convert it into the pin level. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, we
Respond.
can.
We can convert the packet level data inside the transaction to pin level data, not from pin level to packet data here.
Yes.
Next, what is next after the driver? What will you write? Which class you will write?
right monitor.
Yeah, we can. What monitor will do?
Whatever
It
data we are
convert
driving
pin
to the
level
DUT, it
Yeah,
will convert that data into again
transaction.
packet level signal.
yeah, pin level activity on interface signals that we can convert it into packet level, right?
Yes.
Of the monitor, which class you will write?
Reference
At the
model
read
we
side,
can.
read BFM. If there is any
BFM.
read side, read BFM and read monitor.
Okay. Where will you compare these two?
In reference
In
model, we
scoreboard.
have to write.
Scoreboard.
We
We
can
have
write
to write one
Scoreboard.
reference model also. Where will you compare?
Scoreboard.
Scoreboard.
In
Scoreboard.
scoreboard, what is the function of the scoreboard?
Scoreboard
to
replicate. We will replicate the one again. We write a replication process there, which will actually check that whatever we are functioning in the DUT, that we will try to replicate here and run the same type of coding there, so that we can
Yeah.
compare both the outputs.
Yes, we can compare both the outputs. Next, after scoreboard, which class will you write?
Agent.
Coverage model.
Coverage model, that is our wish. We can write
Agent.
or not.
We will
Now,
write the
main
agent.
architecture, test bench architecture.
Environment.
Environment. What is the purpose of using environment?
To encapsulate all the components which we created, like write BFM, write monitor, read BFM, scoreboard, reference model, generator.
Yes. And where we can write all the test cases?
In test.
In the test class.
Yeah, in test case, which one you declare? Program block or module block?
module.
Hello? Module? What have program block
Program
also we
block.
can declare, right?
Program block.
Yeah, what is the difference between module block and program block in SVR test bench architecture?
They run
Hello?
both run in the different environments. There are there are several type of timing zone. So both run in a different timing zones. So actually module runs first. If we write two modules, in that case we can't decide which module will run first. But if we write one module and one program block, in that case module will run first and then the program block will run.
Okay. Can we declare $finish in program block?
No, it's already there in the last, at the end of the program block, there is a $1 finish command is there. Already there is by default, there is command.
Okay. Next, after writing test, which one you declare? We have to declare all signals in one test bench top, right? Top module.
Yes.
What will you do in top module? Hello?
In top module, we instantiate the DUT.
Only DUT?
Clock generation.
Only DUT will instantiate in top module?
Test
What
also.
about test?
Test
Okay,
also.
Test also we can instantiate, right?
Yes,
test
madam.
Interface also we can instantiate, right? Which connects to the
Test
DUT and
interface
test
also.
bench.
Yes, madam.
Hello.
yes.
Okay. And coming to the, what is the difference between BFM and driver in S3 test bench environment? Hello. What is the difference between BFM and driver? Is there anyone?
Same only, I think. Bus functional model only, right? BFM means.
BFM is bus function model. I am asking the difference.
I think
Driver
so.
have
Both
some
same
set
only.
of methods, like it contains some ports, exports it have, but BFM don't have. We have to connect write BFM to generator using mailbox, but we can connect driver
Mailbox.
using TLM.
In SV test bench environment, we don't have TLM ports. I am
Yes.
asking in SV test bench environment.
Okay.
Can anyone from the group? Hello. What is the difference between BFM and driver? Hello. Hello. Is there anyone?
No, ma'am. We don't know actual the difference between BFM and driver.
BFM and driver. You have difference, right?
Think so. Both are same only, ma'am.
Both are same. No, there is a difference between those two. Okay. Let me explain. You all have an idea about UVM test bench architecture, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. What are the components that are present in UVM test bench architecture?
Agent, sequencer, driver, monitor.
Yeah, from starting onwards, you said same like SV test bench environment only.
From the tester, we come to the environment agent top. Inside agent top, we instantiate the agent, and in the agent sequencer, driver, monitor.
Starting
If it is
sequence
active,
item. Oh, yes.
Top.
if it is active, we instantiate the sequencer, driver, monitor. If it is a passive, we only it will drive from the interface. Monitor.
Monitor
Concerns only
will be
monitor.
there.
Monitor. Yeah, what are the components we have? What are the components and objects we have in UVM test bench?
Driver, monitor, sequencer, agent, scoreboard, environment.
Yeah, sequence item.
Sequence
Sequences.
item is an object.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What are the components and objects we have in UVM test bench
Sequence.
environment?
Sequence item, sequence.
Hmm.
Test.
How can we
Environment.
register those components and objects in UVM test bench environment?
Tick UM underscore.
Component details or object details.
Yeah, what is component details and object details, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you briefly explain what does the sequence item will do, what the sequencer will do, how the handshake mechanism will happen between driver and sequence item?
Actually, the sequence item is to generate the transactions. The sequencer it
How
should
it
draw
will generate the transaction item? How it will generate? What methods we use there?
Randomized method.
Yeah,
First
first we have to start item, right?
start item, then randomize it, and then finish item.
First, before starting, first we have to create, right?
Yes.
Sequence. We have to create an object sequence
object.
item.
Yeah, after creating, you have to start, then randomize, then you have to
Finish.
do. Sequence item. What does it do? What it do? Hello.
It requests sequencer to get the access from the driver to drive this sequence item to the driver.
Item and finish item is there, right? Is it blocking or non-blocking?
Finish item, it is blocking.
Get next item and item done.
It's non-blocking.
Yeah, where we can declare get next item and item done.
In driver.
Yeah, in driver. And why blocking assignment is used for generating clock in SV in system verilog? Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Why
We use
blocking
non-blocking.
assignment we use in system
Non-blocking
verilog?
to avoid race condition. We use non-blocking.
I am asking in system verilog environment why we use blocking assignment for generating clock. Hello. Anyone from the group?
Means in Verilog also we use blocking only, right? We never use
Yeah, that's what
non-blocking
I am
for clock
asking. Why
driven.
we are using blocking assignment?
If we use non-blocking, then it will assign previously measured value to that variable in current time slot. So maybe there is a chances to get meta stability to that variable, that clock variable.
Yeah, is there any answers from the group?
Means based on the stratified queue event of Verilog and
Question.
SP, that's why we are using
Question
Yeah,
is
blocking.
let me tell you. Clock and ash, suppose I am using blocking assignment there. Clock and next statement I have given as 10 clock equal to negation of clock. Actually, this statement will schedule at the active region, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, suppose we use at the rate of clock and as clock. Here we are using non-blocking statement. Suppose if we use non-blocking assignment there, the first statement is scheduled at active region, and second statement that is as 10 clock that will schedule it NBA region, right? When for clock, suppose we use non-blocking, the toggle of clock will happens. It will reactive and at the rate of clock will happens and periodic trigger will happen if we use non-blocking statement. That's why in case of blocking, the compiler goes back to the start of the always block after successful execution of the blocking statement for generating clock and wait for the event which never occurs here. Okay. Whereas in case of non-blocking, the compiler goes back to the start of always block before the assignment which is done in NBA region. I hope you got it now. Hello.
Yes.
what's
It
the actual
depends on
problem?
the region, event regions we have in system Verilog, right? Based on the event regions, we use blocking statements here, blocking assignments for generating clock.
if I have only always block, in that case I am writing the cloth in an initial block, and in that initial block I am defining the cloth with a non-blocking. In that case, it will create problem.
In that case,
It will create a problem or not, because initial block always run first, then always block runs, correct?
oh yes.
So I am
Initial
declaring in
block
a
we use for writing test bench only, right? We use that in
yes,
test bench only, right?
yes.
Yeah. Before that, I have asked one question. What is the difference between bus function mode, BFM and driver?
Yeah, that I don't know.
And anyone from the group? Yeah, actually, this BFM for a device, mainly it will interact with the DUT by both driving and sampling the DUT signals, right? And this BFM model that provides a task or procedural interface to specify certain bus of May I know what is it? Let me explain. The bus function model for a device, it will interact with the DUT by both driving and sampling the DUT signals. And this BFM model is a model that provides a task or procedural interface to specify certain bus operations for a defined bus protocol. Whereas driver, it is a type of the BFM, right? In driver, it can translate the stimuli produced by the generator into the actual inputs for the design and the verification. These generators can create inputs at a high level of abstraction, namely as transactions like read and write operations. Did you get my point? Hello?
Could you repeat it again?
Hello? Is
No,
it
ma'am.
audible?
Yes,
We
could
are
you
not.
repeat it
Ma'am,
again?
This session is all recording once you go through it. Okay.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it audible? You all
Yes,
know
yes.
right about UVM phases.
Yes.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
In which phase we use drop objection and rise objection in UVM
Phase.
phases?
Run phase.
Huh?
Run
Why?
phase.
Why only in run phase?
As it is a task in execution in parallel, to execute all
Yes.
subphases, we use raise objection and drop
What
objection.
happens if we use rise objection and drop objection in other phases?
Means run phase only time consumption phase, right? In run phase only, we will generate the stimulus for the DUT. So that's why
Yeah,
we
yes.
raise.
Why it is a time consuming process, run phase? Why run phase is a time consuming process?
Can you delay the task? Means
Huh?
because
We can declare it as a task. I agreed that. Why it is a time consuming process?
all the functionality of anything is happens in the run phase. That's why we made it as a task, so that because as a task can have a delay in that.
No, whatever the test cases we all write in the UVM environment, the test cases we all run it in a run phase only.
Correct.
That's why it is time consuming process.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, right. And what is a protected task and how it is used in UVM? Protected task. What is a protected task and how is it used in UVM?
Protected keyword is there. Using that, we can protect the class by accessing other. We can't access.
Yeah, what is the purpose of protected keyword?
So
For
by
data hiding
Because
only we use that protected task.
so by protected
encapsulation,
keyword,
data encapsulation, we can access the variables in the subclass model.
Yes.
Yeah.
In UVM test bench, what is the purpose of it? Protected task.
don't know exactly, but maybe that if in a UVM components or in a UVM object, if they are declaring as a task that declare as a method, in that case we can use in our child classes that functions. We usually write our functionality.
Let me tell you, in terms of data hiding, default class members and functions tasks are public in system Verilog, right? Suppose
Yes.
if a member is declared as a local, they are only visible inside the class only. It is neither visible in derived class or not accessible from outside the class, right? If we use local keyword, I am saying. If we use
Yes, ma'am.
local keyword, that is visible only inside
Yes.
the class. It is neither visible in derived class or not accessible from the outside the class. Suppose if a member or task it is declared as a protected, then those are available in inherited class while they cannot be publicly accessed. This cannot be accessed outside the class. Coming to the UVM test bench, most of the base classes from UVM are UVM component, UVM model, and UVM object. These are extended by the user to define, right? And this can implement user specific components and objects. All of this would need base class properties, and hence most of this would be declared as protected, thus making it visible in user extended classes. Hello? Did you understood, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me leave. I hope next I can ask more questions. And make sure about SV test bench environment and UVM test bench environment. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Can I end the session now? Hello? Yeah. Can I end the session now? I hope it will be useful to all the members.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.
Okay, guys. Thank you, guys. So, guys.